So the Pacers have a 7-point lead. Sabonis!
Oh, yeah! Yes, he got him on that one.
Well, it's hard to believe, but it has been almost a year since fans have been able to cheer on great plays like that at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. But the pandemic, well, it has really put a lid on fans in the stands at Bankers Life since last March. After a successful reopening to spectators for Disney on Ice, Pacers Sports and Entertainment now welcoming Pacers fans back to the downtown venue. And Bill Benner has more in this week's Inside Indiana Sports. Bill, over to you.
Gary, thanks. After consultations with the NBA and the Marion County Health Department, and with numerous safety and health protocols in place, the Pacers will now be able to hear the real sounds of support from their faithful. Joining us today to discuss are PS&E's Chief Sales and Marketing Officer, Todd Taylor, and the Executive Vice President of the facility, Mel Raines. And Todd and Mel, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, Mel, we'll start with you. We had you on early December when Bankers Life was not beginning to host basketball games, no fans, obviously. But now you've had a successful kind of a dry run for basketball with Disney on Ice, with people in the building. And now we get ready to go for basketball. And I know that you've gone overtime to put numerous safety and health protocols in place. Talk about that, please.
Sure, Bill. Yeah, we've been spending several months, our time during construction, getting ready to welcome fans back from a COVID perspective. We're a cashless facility now, and we have reverse ATMs. If you bring cash, you can get a Visa card to spend here or anywhere else where they take Visa. We are mobile tickets. We have 300 hand sanitizer stations all over the building. We're touchless restrooms. We have signage for social distancing, physical distancing, and we are seating in pods. So you are 6 feet from other guests. And we had really good reviews, and we got some great emails from people who came to Disney on Ice who felt safe, had a good time. We have a 100% mask policy unless you're eating or drinking in your seat. And people were, I think, excited to be here. The kids were really excited to go to a show, you could tell. And it was a really successful weekend and a good dry run for Pacer games.
Todd, I can only imagine the challenges that you personally have faced overseeing ticket sales when there haven't been any tickets to sell. But now finally we have that. Talk about the ongoing communications, however, with your fan base, season ticket holders, and some of the outreach that you've done when you haven't been able to invite them into the building.
Sure, absolutely. And it's been certainly a challenge. You know, as Mel pointed out, we had a lot of test runs and a lot of planning and thought. The biggest thing has just been the twists and turns and trying to stay in front of those and really communicate with our fans. You know, first and foremost, we want to make sure that we have a safe environment for them to return to, but it also needs to be fun. We've really built a game experience around more than just basketball. So when you come here, you're really expecting to have a great night and certainly trying to communicate what you need to do to prepare to come here. And then the experience that you can expect has been a little bit of a challenge.
Mel, if you would, I know you've had to work very closely with the NBA, also locally with the Marion County Health Department. Talk about those kinds of conversations that have been ongoing, and again, now that you're ready to welcome fans back.
Absolutely. So we've been collaborating with the NBA and the other 29 teams really since March on reopening plans. And the NBA has given us a pretty thick set of protocols and expectations, which have been helpful guidance. And then we've been working with Dr. Kane the whole way, really since March when we had the Big Ten here. She and her team have been invaluable for us to make sure that what we're doing is safe and we're using all of our best practices. We applied for WELL certification, as we talked about in December, and received that. So it's a certification to show that we're meeting a lot of going above and beyond a lot of the expectations that our fans would have of being back in the building.
Todd, for so many of us, going to games becomes habitual. I mean, it's something we look at the schedule, we make our plans around. We've fallen out of those habits because we've been sitting in front of our great room televisions or our living room televisions and watching games on TV. How do you, again, kind of reestablish that habit that Bankers Life Fieldhouse and the Pacer games are the place to be?
Well, you know, it's interesting, Bill, because I think the bubble or the single site that we finished last season in actually became something that we found to be a positive, and that is people miss the physical experience. You know, obviously the television at home gets better and better, so my concern has always been that someone will prefer to stay in their basement. In reality, I think when they missed it, that wanted to make them return. And I think in some crazy ways, this pandemic has actually helped us with our construction because Mel and her team have done a great job of transforming this building. It's still by far the best in the NBA, but it's even better and more modern. And I think now people are excited to come back and see what we've done to the building. So we have some advantages that other teams don't have. Certainly breaking a habit is difficult in any sort of business, and we hope to re-engage our fans and get them to come back.
Yeah, and Mel, an exciting time this week. You opened the Fieldhouse for the first time to media to let them see the completion of phase one of the renovations. And I know from what I've seen on the video, I mean, it really looks like a building that we're familiar with, but will be totally new in so many ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a labor of love for a few years, getting ready to get complete phase one and let people see it. And I think the reaction was really great today from the media that saw it and the fans that have been in so far. And it's only going to get better. We have 2 more phases, and we're going to be touching every area of the building and then the new plaza. And we just can't wait for people to see it.
Well, Mel Raines, Todd Taylor from Pacers Sports Entertainment, we certainly appreciate you being on the program today. We wish you the best going forward. Hopefully the Pacers can continue to build on the good start that they've had, and we can't wait to get the Fieldhouse. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Bill.
All right, and Gary, thanks, and back to you.
All right, Bill, thanks very much.